Hello everyone, today I will present you a new fear story. Before we start, what are your thoughts about this story? I would appreciate it if you write in the comments, like it and subscribe. Let's go. Once upon a time, near a small village, there was an abandoned mansion shrouded in a terrifying legend about mirrors. According to the tale, many years ago, a witch who practiced dark magic was imprisoned in this mansion. Her eyes were caused to constantly roll backward, making it impossible for her to gaze outward. There was only one thing her twisted gaze could reflect: mirrors. The witch was trapped inside a mirror. That mirror allowed her to communicate with no one but her own reflection. However, whenever she noticed someone, that person would feel dizzy, and soon they would begin to see through a dark eye, as if they had entered another world. One day, a young woman named Lena listened closely to the stories told by a traveler who had come to the village to explore old relics. One particular story caught her attention: a tale of an ancient mirror whose whereabouts were unknown. Lena believed it was fate's calling, and she was determined to find that mirror, no matter the cost. Lena resolved in horror. Her eyes were no longer her own. Her head was now twisted, and she saw everything in reverse: the lights, the shadows, the sounds. Everything appeared upside down. Moreover, she was cursed by a witch. Her eyes spun as everything around her moved in the opposite direction. The world suddenly seemed wrong to her. Lena felt as if she saw her own reflection in the mirrors and was beginning to vanish. Her eyes were mesmerized. Soon after, her head began to twist in the opposite direction of her body. Before she could realize it, felt as if something from another world was watching her. Slowly she lifted her head and gazed into the mirror, and at that very moment the witch's eyes turned toward her. Anyone who looks at me will have their head turned upside down, the witch whispered. Lena resolved in horror. Her eyes were no longer her own. Her head was twisted, and she saw everything in reverse: the lights, the shadows, the sounds. Everything appeared upside down. Moreover, she was cursed by a witch. Her eyes spun as everything around her moved in the opposite direction. The world suddenly seemed wrong to her. From that moment on, Lena's world began to operate in reverse. Everything had a reflection, but it was filled with distorted reflection. As she walked down the street, people noticed that her head was turned the wrong way on her body. Everyone kept saying she was saying things wrong. Lena began to feel as if she was wrong herself. One night she noticed something in her room. She began to see the witch's true face in the mirror, but this face was like a ghost, a shadow that approached her without being seen. Suddenly she heard the same whispering voice. Only if she imagines the upside down witch can she be saved. In that moment, Lena woke up with a single thought: There was only one way to see things upside down. In the mirror, it wasn't about seeing herself, but the true reflection of the witch. Without blinking, she could exist in the witch's distorted world. There was no salvation in this world, but somehow she had to find the truth. In the end, Lena noticed the reversed truth that night. The mirror had darkened, and the inverted eyes in the mirror were shining in hers. Reality had been buried inside the witch, trying to block her, but Lena threw the bright lines at the edge of the mirror, rediscovered reality. In the end, she found a way to trap the witch inside the mirror once more. The reversed images in the mirror vanished, and Nina began to see the world correctly again. However, this experience had left a mark on Lina's life from that moment on. Every time she looked into a mirror, she would remember the witch from the past and her inverted eyes. Lina had found reality, but she decided never to look into a mirror again because whenever she gazed into those mirrors deep within, a shadow was watching her.